When Ryogoku evokes Scene 1 of Macbeth, you try to ignore the omens. But when injury strikes in the day's first bout, you wonder what else might befall such superstitious men. For how quickly sumo fortunes can change. Clearly out-hitting his smaller foe, Hokutoyoshi sensed he had it made. But then he was ducked, his leg was seized, and could barely be used to remount. Koto Tebakari had restored a sheen which blinded us to his July defeat. Fans rocked to the mere sound of his name. His reward for 4-0 was this first guest slot in Division 3. Against balding, battle-worn Shosei. An arena expected, and was left dumbfounded. Shosei's charge was genial, blocking inside right with the head and staying there, forcing Taiki to drive with high hips and expose himself to the pivot. So creative is Taiki, he can still try a throw, but with left hand too far across. Shosei survives, thumps right foot down, tempts the bear hug, and slides out through the back for game over. And note the shove of highly tough love to convey the words, "I've been doing this for 17 years. Come back again when you're stronger." His possible next foe, Asanoyama, can outpower him, and indeed all at this level, as all at this level know. So instead of power, they go for tricks mid-retreat. This slyly withdrawn hand hailing down from above in the hope that his legs will give way. They do, only after his dive brings success. But too close for comfort though. If not Asanoyama, then might the sumo gods, we asked, trip up Hokuto Fuji, looking such good value for 8-0. If they tried, they kicked and missed, as Hokuto planned this bout to perfection. Angling away from feared left arm block and controlling the sides, breaching left armpit, pinning right elbow, then right pectoral while leaning across, and bowling Motoharu over in that direction. "Apply the pressure and stay in his face," were Hokuto's words. "And I finished him off well," he added. "My belief in all the things I've worked on until now is ever stronger." With he and second-placed Tamawashi both unscathed, bad omens seemed to have passed. We'd never have guessed that the jinx would befall the same 4 names in the space of 4 days. Ozeki Shodai, title winner's portrait diagonally above the salt basket, looking white as a sheet, pre-meeting with Ura. He was a mere human iceberg, melting at the feet. "He must be injured somewhere," ex-Hakuho has said, and the crowd seemed almost pained to watch. Next, Kiribayama's quiet progress. Became somewhat louder progress as he toppled a third Ozeki, getting just enough under Keisho's arm to weaken the first thrust, then locking the belt with vice-like right, which neither scoop nor rib thrust could loosen. "I wasn't aiming for the belt, and simply had to react to his initial raid inside," said new Ozeki contender Kiri. Then Mitake Umi faced a limp Dai Eisho going even worse than he. But who made him look like a walking wounded. 5-1 must Mitake now get to save Ozeki. He will not get 5-1. And then eyes were cast on Takayasu, rallying himself after yesterday's loss for a shot at Teruno Fuji, who he hadn't toppled since March last year. Today being his mother's birthday. "And that's the best birthday present ever," said Mrs. Takayasu, as her son went back to 2020 and sought a match-winning parry, straight from the start when sidestepping right. His left hand would prop, then rise for the chop on that bull-like neck, with the right ideally following through. It didn't come off, and he was forced to flee, but the basic concept remained, till the wayward leg sweep had Teru off balance. "I had earlier chances to force the win, but knew that was the moment to put him away," said Taka of the finish. "It's like paying him back for all the tough training he gave me pre-tournament. He's a great sparring partner." And thus the jinx was clear. All men of Ozeki and higher felled en masse for the second time in 96 hours. Last Friday were they told by stunned sumo chairman Hakkaku to train more, man up, and at least look the part with their body language. But Takakeisho accepted their bodies won't comply. A stormy second week lies ahead.